Welcome to another video, and today we are going to do past paper question 2021 for Food, Nutrition and Health, paper 2. You have 2 hours and 30 minutes to answer all 6 questions. Let's go straight into the video. The first question, define each of the following terms. And the first one they gave us is balanced diet. So what is balanced diet? A balanced diet is a meal plan that includes the right proportion of all the essential nutrients. The next term they ask us is, what is dietary guidelines? What are dietary guidelines? Dietary guidelines are science-based recommendations that provide advice on healthy eating pattern and food choices to promote overall health and reduce the risk of chronic diseases. 2 marks. Next question. What is nutritional status? Nutritional status is a term used to describe the condition of health as it relates to the intake and the use of food by the body. 2 marks. Next question. Explain 2 ways in which community nutrition can be used to address the issue of malnutrition. So one of the ways that we can use is community nutrition program. They said we are to explain. So community nutritionists can conduct workshop, school programs, and public campaign to educate people about healthy eating habit, proper food choice, proper food choices, and how to prepare balanced meal using locally available food. This empowered individual to make better dietary decisions and prevent both undernutrition and overnutrition. Another community guideline we'll have will be another one we'll talk about is supplementary feeding program. These programs provide additional meals or nutrient-dense food to vulnerable groups such as children, pregnant women, and the elderly. So, by targeting these groups, this program will help to reduce malnutrition in the community. All right, next question. Using a specific example of each, explain 2 dietary guidelines that Caribbean person can use to ensure a healthy lifestyle. All right, 1, eat a variety of food from all the 6 food groups that we have, right? So Caribbean person should include a mix of starch, fruit, vegetable, protein, essential nutrients. Example, a typical Jamaican meal, rice and peas, so that's starch and legumes, steamed callaloo, that's vegetable, and steamed chicken, that's protein, offered to a balanced variety that support good health and prevent nutritional deficiency. Another one, limit the intake of salt, sugar, and unhealthy fat. So reducing the consumption of food high in salt, sugar, and saturated fat can lower the risk of lifestyle diseases such as hypertension and diabetes. What are the examples? Instead of drinking sugary soda or bag juice, Trinidadian, I put Trinidadian, or you can say Jamaican, might choose coconut water or homemade fruit juice with little or no sugar to maintain a healthy blood sugar level. And that's 6 marks. Question number 2. Name 2 sources of protein. And I gave you 2 examples. So you can give animal protein and plant, because you already know we have 2 types of protein. High biological value from animal source and low biological value from plant sources. All right. Say 2 function of protein. I gave you 5. 1, build and maintain tissue, make important compounds, regulate minerals and fluid balance, maintain acid-base balance, and is also a secondary source of energy. Name 2 elements found in protein. carbon, and nitrogen. Next question. Susan is preparing a medley of steamed vegetable to be served for lunch. Explain 2 ways in which Susan can preserve vitamin C during the pre-preparation stage and preparation of the meal. 1. Avoid soaking vegetable for a long period during preparation. So vitamin C is a water soluble. Vitamin C is water soluble and can be lost when vegetables are soaked into water for a long time. To preserve it, Susan should wash the vegetable quickly under running water instead of soaking them. Next, use minimal heat and cook for a short time during preparation. So vitamin C is sensitive to heat and can be destroyed for using prolonged cooking. So steaming the vegetable for a short time using minimal water help prevent the calcium in C, help to preserve the vitamin C content. Peter, an elderly man, was advised by the doctor to increase his intake of water and mineral. Suggest 3 signs or symptoms that Peter may have shown that caused the doctor to recommend an increase intake of water. 1. Dry mouth and cracked lip, indicating dehydration. Constipation, a common sign of low fluid intake in elderly individual. Dark Dark yellow urine, a sign that the body is not well hydrated. Next question. Peter doctor recommended that he use a supplement to increase his mineral intake. The 3 ways in which Peter can increase his mineral intake in other than using the supplement. 1. Eat more leafy green vegetables such as callaloo or spinach, which are rich in calcium and iron. Include more seafood in his diet, such as sardine or saltfish, which provide iodine and zinc. Use mineral-rich food like nuts and seed. Example, almond or pumpkin seed, which are a good source of magnesium and potassium. Next question. Define each of the following, and the first one is tabadote. Tabadote is a style of meal service where a set menu with limited choices to offer at a set price. If you think about KFC, when you get a meal deal and you have the chicken and the fries and the drinks, there's a set meal at a particular price. All right, next question, the main course. The main course is a primary or most substantial part of a meal, typically consisting of a protein like meat or fish along with vegetable, grain, and a starch, or you can say carbohydrate. Next question, what is IT? IT is a traditional British meal typically served in the late afternoon, or we can say early evening. Name one benefit of each of the following nutrients in the diet for an athlete. Protein. What are the benefits? Protein help in the repair and growth of muscles after exercise. For athletes, consuming adequate protein support muscle recovery and rebuilding muscle fiber damage during intense physical activity. Carbohydrate. Benefit. Carbohydrate provides energy for endurance during exercise. They are stored as glycogen in the muscle and the liver, which is used as a quick source of energy during high intensity activity. Mineral. So as you know, we have different types of minerals. So mineral like calcium, iron, magnesium, plays a vital role in supporting an athlete's performance and recovery. For example, calcium helps in the construction of muscles and the strength of the bone, reducing the risk of fractures, which, while iron support oxygen transport, improving endurance, and magnesium help the muscle relaxation and reduce cramp and promote recovery. Next question. Discuss the importance of vitamin B12 in the diet of a vegan. And you already know, or you should know by now, that vitamin D examples are all from animal source. So if they're all from animal source, then if you have vegan, so vegan are not supposed to be eating any animal product, all right? So let's go with the question again. Discuss the importance of vitamin D in the diet for vegan. All right, one, support the nerve health. So vitamin B12 is essential for the production of myosin, a fatty substance that surrounds and protects the nerve fiber. This helps maintain proper function of the nervous system, which is vital for the overall health of that individual. Another discussion we can have is red blood cell formation. Vitamin B12 play a critical role in production of the red blood cell, a deficiency that can cause anemia, which cause fatigue, weakness, and shortness of breath. For a vegan, this is particularly important since plant-based food do not naturally contain vitamin B12. Next one, absent of plant, absent in plant-based food. D, vitamin B12, sorry, is found primarily, as I said before, in animal product like meat and fish and dairy and egg. Since they are excluded as a vegan diet, individual must find alternative sources such as fortified food like plant-based milk and cereal or supplement. The final one we're going to talk about is prevention of deficiency symptoms. So without adequate vitamin B12, vegan may experience symptoms of fatigue, weakness, cognitive issue, and mood disturbance, right? Long long-term deficiency can lead to nerve damage, and you will have some irreversible health problem. Next question. List 4 factors that contribute to food spoilage. All right, so we have time, temperature, moisture, oxygen, exposure. All right. Next, define the term foodborne illness. I have two sentences. You can choose any one. Foodborne illnesses, also known as food poisoning, is an illness contracted by consuming contaminated food or drink. Or we can say foodborne illnesses, also known as food poisoning, is caused by consuming food or drink that is contaminated with harmful microorganisms like bacteria, viruses, pesticides, or toxins. Explain how mold contaminate food. Mold contaminate foods through the growth of fungi that thrive in mold. Damp condition, they can lead to the surface of the food and begins to grow. Mold feed on organic material in food. As it grows, it secretes enzymes that break down the food structure, causing it to spoil. This not only affects the texture and appearance, but also alter the taste and produce unpleasant odor. Explain the importance of any 3 steps by be followed when preparing green beans for freezing. 1. Washing the vegetable, washing the green beans thoroughly, remove any dirt, pesticides, or any bacteria on the surface. Blanching involving next thing that we can do is blanching. And blanching involves briefly boiling the green beans and then quickly cooling them in cold water, ice bath. After blanching, the beans should be drained, pat dry, and placed in an airtight freezer bag or container and then put away in the freezer. Define the term first aid. First aid refers to the initial assistance or treatment given to a person who had suffered an injury or sudden illness before professional medical help is available. Outline the method of first aid as it relates to burn. So, what is burn? Outline the first aid treatment for each of the following injury. Burn. Cool the burn. Immediately run cold water over at least 10 to 20 minutes to reduce the heat and prevent any further damage. Cover the burn after cooling. Cover the burn. So after cooling, cover the burn with a clean non-stick dressing or cloth to prevent it from infection. Seek medical help. If the burn is severe, example, third-degree burn, large area affected, or it is on the face and or feet or genitals, seek a medical professional immediately. Heavy bleeding. After pressure, use a clean cloth or sterilized dressing to adjust direct pressure to the wound and stop the bleeding. Keep the pressure firmly and steady. All right, if it's possible, raise the injured area above the level of the heart to reduce the blood flow and help control bleeding. Seek medical help. If the bleeding does not stop, continuous pressure, or if the womb is large, call emergency services immediately for a professional medical assistant. All right, they gave us another question. Discuss 3 ways in which energy can be preserved when using the freezer. 3 ways. 1. Keep the freezer at the ideal temperature, around 37 degrees Fahrenheit to or 3 degrees Celsius. And the freezer, 0 or minus 18, setting the temperature too low because the fridge will work harder and consume more energy. Another point, avoid overloading. So don't overload your fridge. An overload fridge can resist airflow, making it harder to maintain cool temperature, while an empty fridge may cause energy inefficiency and there's a less thermal mass to keep the temperature stable. Every time the refrigerator, so don't open the refrigerator frequently. Every time the refrigerator door is open, cold air escape and the appliance has to work harder to cool the space again. Keep the door closed such as much as possible and avoid leaving it open for a long period of time. All right, so they gave us 2 kitchen layout 1, layout 2. So they said Brown family is large. Mrs. Brown bakes on weekend and holiday to earn extra income. And from time to time, several members of the family will assist her in the kitchen. Which of the 2 kitchen layout, A or B, is most suitable for the Brown family? Explain. All right, the kitchen layout A would be more suitable for the Brown family because it's better designed with accommodating multiple people working together, especially during the baking session. A spontaneous and well-organized layout allows Mrs. Brown and her family member to move around freely, assisting each member efficiently while reducing the chance of incident and bottleneck. All right. Next question. Define the term enrich and fortify. So enrich refers to the process of adding back nutrients. So the product already have the nutrients, and because of processing, you have to enrich. So listen. Enrich refers to the process of adding back nutrients to the food that were lost during the processing. Example, enriched flour has added vitamins and minerals such as iron and B12 to replace the loss during the milling process. All right? Fortification now. Fortification is a process of adding nutrients to food that were not naturally present in the significant amount. This is done to improve nutritional quality of food and prevent deficiency in the population. A common example of adding vitamin D to milk. Next question. State one example of enriched food and one example of fortified food. So as I mentioned before, enriched food, one example will be bread, the enriched white bread. So vitamin D, vitamins, so like niacin, riboflavin, and thiamine, and iron. For example, like niacin, riboflavin, and thiamine, and iron are added back to the flour after processing. Fortified food, fortified milk. The vitamin D is added to milk to help the calcium absorbed and prevent deficiency. State two advantages of using the UPC, Universal Product Code, in the supermarket. One, it improves efficiency and speed and inventory management. All right, so now they gave us two diagrams to observe, diagram A, diagram B, and they asked us which of the two product A or B would be most suitable for a diabetic. I will say A, and I'm going to explain why. So this one is A, and this one is B. Total calorie here is 230, total calorie is 220. But there are some difference with the amount of nutritional facts that is in each container. All right, question. Outline two reasons to support your answer. So, lower total sugar and added sugar. So, we're going to talk about the sugar now. Product A contains 12 grams of total sugar with 10 grams of added sugar, which is more moderate amount compared to the product B, which is 7 grams of and total and 4 grams added sugar. All right. So the diet typically require monitoring intake where both products have sugar. The total as added into product A are relatively higher, but still more controlled compared to the product B under sugar content. Higher dietary fiber. Product A contains 4 grams of dietary fiber, which help to regulate blood level and lowering absorption of sugar. Product B, on the other hand, only provides 6 grams of carbohydrate with less emphasis on fiber. The higher fiber content in the product should be more beneficial in managing blood sugar level. Identify a group of persons. I would say teenagers because they are very active. And the final question, complete the table by naming one food in which the spice or herbs are listed to be used. So the spice or the herb will be ginger. What food item you can use ginger to make? So I put gingerbread, cloves. You put cloves and spiced and cinnamon, apple. So you make an apple pie. And then thyme, you can put thyme on your roast chicken. Thank you so much for watching. This is the end of the paper. All the best in your examination. Bye.